Hello, welcome to day 9. Today we had a very simple task: believe in yourself and believe in others. Simple, but not always easy to do. And why is it so? Why is it so? It's because we are ourselves best and strongest critics. And what do I mean? Like on this path of self-development, it's just like taking a class of psychology or pathology. There's a lot of things which are given to us during the journey, which are pointing out the shortcomings, the weaknesses, and we learn to do it very well. So we learn to diagnose ourselves. So I remember when I was in university taking psychology and pathology courses. My teachers used to say in both of those courses that you will feel as if the sickest person on the planet, meaning that you will find all the symptoms in yourself, you will find all the symptoms in your close ones. And that's how we learn to see. And their words of caution to us were that don't do it, don't self-diagnose. But on the course of self-discovery, that's all we are doing. We're self-diagnosing. We're learning to discover new aspects about ourselves, and it's the shortcomings that tend to trip us over. And the greatest shortcoming I think there is perfectionism. So we want to be perfect. One way it plays out is my own example, for example, was from the world of self-care. Very simple example. I have made a decision that I want to change the way I take care of my hair. I want to change the products. Problem is that today I still have the old products left, and I don't want to throw them away, because in my mind it's throwing away money. And so again, I haven't made another decision that I will use up the old ones and then buy new ones which are different. But every time I have to go and actually wash my hair, I am postponing taking action because of the first decision that I want to change the way how I do it. So I'm kind of waiting for the circumstances to arrive to be able to execute this, the change, the new way. So it's a vicious circle for me, but it boils down to perfectionism. So I want everything to be perfect, and this is my weird relationship with rules. So a decision for me is already a rule. And another way how I set myself up for failure is it's both of my own strength and also my weakness, is the belief or understanding that first I need to be able to tackle the problem myself, and then if I fail, I will reach out for support. So there's a very, very strong correlation in my head that that support or reaching out for support and collaboration equals failure, because I cannot do it myself. So that's one of the equations marks which I have to raise in my own mind, that collaborating is not a failure. It's a choice. It's a way of doing things. And yeah, I think that much about criticism. But why is it that what is it that we want? So there is this saying that it takes only one person to believe in you to make a vast difference. So what are we looking for in that situation? So this is me, there's someone else, they are believing in me. What I'm looking for is a treat, kind of a candy in a sense. So I also want to hear nice words. This is a candy for me. But there also is a problem to go in the world of food. I very recently saw, or I was watching a TED Talk, and the headline was that sugar is not the treat. And there was a whole medical explanation. Why is it not so? Why sugar is not the treat? What does it do to your body? And also I was looking and watching other different speakers and medical doctors talking about it. And last week I went to a shop, just my regular shopping, and what do I see in myself? There is an urge that I want to have sugar. I want to have this treat. And I was very closely observing myself. So what is it that I'm actually looking for? And the question which supported me was, so I want a treat. And the question which I asked myself, how do I want to treat myself? And if I take the example of sugar further, what I realized, if I don't change anything in that situation, I want to hurt myself, knowing that sugar is bad to my body. I also have practical experience. I understand what it does, how it affects my state of being. And in that moment, I realized that I want to hurt myself, thinking that I'm doing something good to myself, which is a twisted way of thinking altogether. And today in my accountability group, I also realized, or afterwards when I was making, bringing things to completion and making notes, and I realized that hurting ourselves or self-victimization is also supported in our society. So we also mentioned this in the original task, that somehow it's our social conditioning that is telling us that you're an egoist if you love yourself, if you treat yourself well, if you allow yourself to grow and prosper. So this kind of victim mindset is very much supported and encouraged. And coming back to the idea that it takes only one person to believe in you to make a vast difference. I trust that you have also heard the saying that behind every strong man, there is a strong woman. And my current understanding is that what it is that this saying is pointing out is that the belief in is a female quality, and it's a female quality also because what we are doing when we are believing in the other person, we are supporting their purpose. So we have a choice which purpose we want to support, but then if we have made the choice, then it comes down to either we believe in it or we don't. So it's a female quality. This is my current understanding. Or we can also say that it's a mother's quality. So I think that's the only way we're able to bring up children. We have to see the potential. We have to be able to believe in that potential, that they are able to materialize that. So that's how I see growing, like supporting my kids and then not watching them growing up, but also being active in the process. And the male quality, which kind of corresponds to the belief in, is challenging. So I think this is why it's often pointed out that my father, I was never enough for my father. They were always like pointing new directions and pointing out new shortcomings, etc. It's because fathers are challengers. And if you are familiar with the concept of victim triangle or Karpman's drama triangle, there are two corners on the upside of the triangle. One of them being persecutor. And if you want to turn it around, the positive side of persecutor is challenger. So it's a male quality. And the other corner on the upside is rescuer. The positive quality in the rescuer is mentor. So it's kind of this mother energy. So I was also reflecting about, so what is this 2-year-old kid in me trying to accomplish when they are saying that I want to do it myself, like this quest for independence. This is how I see this, my current understanding that I have to be able to tackle the problem first myself. I'm on a quest for independence, and I don't want anyone else to do it for me. So as a mother, it's very difficult to step back and let the kid, for example, fall on their back if they're trying to learn to walk. So there needs to be enough failure for them to figure things out. Yeah, but all we can do is believe in others and believing in ourselves. So why is it hard to believe in ourselves? I think it's because we don't trust ourselves. We don't trust our own knowledge. And knowledge, by knowledge, I mean the knowledge which we have gained through practical experience. If you look in the system, in our social constructs, the system is also so that you are smart when you have university degree. Says who? I have put in many hours studying psychology. I've put in many hours mentoring people. Does this make me any less than a person who is fresh out of university? So why do we look for others' validation? Why are we not trusting our own experience, our own knowledge? Thank you. That much from me.